This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. Luxury watches like Rolex are not just for shopaholics to brag about. They also became a status symbol. What makes Rolex stand out among other luxury watch brands is because of its exceptional quality and superb functionality. Rolex immediately evokes thoughts of elegance. It comes as no surprise given the sterling reputation the brand has developed for itself over a century. The resale value of Rolex is also good. If not for the prestige and its actual functionality, anyone might buy a Rolex watch to hold its value and resell it for a profit, which is why the market for luxury watches is thriving. Choosing the best Rolex watch to invest in for the next year can be very overwhelming because of the different models to select from and considering that Rolex still continues to release its latest watch collections. In this video, we will give you the ideas on some of the best Rolex timepieces to help you make a wise decision. This video is brought to you by the luxury world. If you still have not subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to do it now so you can stay updated on our future videos. The demand for watches today is driven by watch enthusiasts and collectors. When it comes to Rolex watch prices, this year has been an interesting and different one. After the first quarter of 2022, several references and prices started to decline. After a time of constant hype, some people referred to it as a price correction that influenced the luxury watch market, while others believed and hoped that this would result in a slow stabilization of Rolex price ranges. Then again, some Rolex watches still cost 2 or 3 times as much as they did at retail. Although prices may have decreased, the prices have still not returned to their retail levels. Reduced costs of most luxury watch brands also make it unclear whether the investment in a Rolex would still be profitable. But we always assume that with watches, making significant money is typically a waiting game, and this tests the patience of people. Additionally, there are absolutely no certainties given the state of the luxury watch market. Having said that, we have outlined in this list the top 5 Rolex models that may have the potential to have their value and price increase in the future. When it comes to achieving a significant return on your investment, there are absolutely no shortcuts. The watches on this list are those that are more reasonably priced right than ever they will be in a year. Some of them may come as a surprise, while others are apparent selections. Let us get started and make some educated guesses on wise Rolex purchases for 2023. Rolex GMT Master 2 Reference 16710. First on the list is the Rolex GMT Master 2 Reference 16710. The reason you should go for this one is that the prices for this reference have gone up during the previous 12 months that have passed. The appreciation value of this watch has been remarkable, particularly in the last few months. And with this, we can still consider it a solid pick. This modern take on a classic timepiece, which is the Rolex GMT Master 2 Reference 16710, was produced from 1989 to 2007. It was also the last reference with an aluminum bezel before the new model shifted to a steel reference 116710 with an all-black ferrochrome bezel introduced in 2007. Because of the long production run of this Rolex model, many different versions of the watch were made, including models with Pepsi and Coke bezels, in addition to a fully black bezel version. Moreover, the first models used tritium lume until 1997, before they switched to Luminova from 1997 to around 1999, and finally, the Super Luminova from 2000 onwards. Rolex integrated the timepiece with its in-house caliber 3185. Rolex was capable of making the case slimmer in comparison to the previous editions thanks to this movement. Perhaps some of the most recent models from 2007 featured the use of revised caliber 3186. If you really want the classic Rolex GMT Master style that was accessible before the ceramic bezel took over, this Rolex GMT Master is a great option for you. You will have a great future classic if you go for one of the early models with tritium lume. And truth be told, any of the reference 16710 models will do. While the Coke bezel editions are slightly less expensive, Pepsi bezel editions are not significantly more expensive too. You can go from both of the two bezel editions. Overall, the watch is simply a great buy and a great pick. Rolex Date Just Reference 16234. As we speak about sticking to affordable timepieces, this Rolex Date Just is for you. The Rolex Date Just Reference 16234 is also a good watch to consider. For many people, the Date Just model is both a great entry point into the world of Rolex and an excellent watch to use for every occasion. These Rolex Date Justs can be perfectly worn in both casual and formal settings. This Rolex Date Just with reference 16234 was introduced in the market in 1988. The Date Just took a step forward with this release, in which they featured a sapphire crystal, all the while trying to maintain the vintage Date Just vibe. Later generations had bulkier lugs, which changed the Date Just's elegant appearance. This Rolex Date Just reference 16234 has a 36mm stainless steel case with a shaped white gold bezel, which distinguishes it from the other reference, which is the 16220 of the same generation. This reference is an engine-turned stainless steel bezel. Both of these choices are suitable for everyday use. If you choose between the two references, any of this is considerable. This is entirely a personal preference and according to your taste, because both references are excellent choices and are available in a variety of dial colors and configurations. Users can choose between a black or silver dial with standard hour markers. Whatever your preference, you do not need to remortgage your home to obtain one, because the price for this is also affordable, and it only depends on the rarity of the dials and the watch's condition. All of them seem to have a vintage-inspired watch with the modern benefits of having a sapphire crystal and the 3135 calibers. This is a fantastic choice that will only grow in popularity over time. Rolex Submariner Reference 16610. Next on the list is the Rolex Submariner. When you take into account what you get for your money and its incredible potential for appreciation and value, the brilliant Rolex Submariner Reference 16610 is an easy choice for you. When compared with other modern submariners with ceramic bezels, the Reference 16610 is definitely a deal. What makes this watch such an excellent choice? The Rolex Submariner Reference 16610 was manufactured from 1988 to 2010. Throughout these 2 decades, Rolex just made a series of minor updates to the watch. The transition from tritium lume to luminova and then to super luminova in the late 1990s was among the most remarkable modifications they made. If you would like a timepiece with a vintage feel, it's best for you to consider the tritium models, which are easily spotted by the Swiss-T25 on their dials. The difference can easily be distinguished as the models with luminova only say Swiss, whereas superluminova models say Swiss made on the dial. Rolex Explorer 2 Reference 1655. Another pick on this list came from the Rolex Explorer 2, which is the first generation of the model. Quick fact about this model bears the misleading moniker Steve McQueen, despite the fact that the Hollywood icon had never been seen wearing this watch. This is a fantastic timepiece that deserves all of the attention it receives. This timepiece was a breakthrough and the next step in Rolex's Explorer line. The reference 1655 was designed for speleologists and other cave explorers when it was first introduced in 1971. The remarkable design of the watch deviated from the standard Explorer by including the features and functions of a 24-hour bezel, with an extra hand to specify the time on a 24-hour scale. This feature was added for adventurers who might be unable to tell the difference between day and night when underground in dark caves for extended periods of time. This hand prices over time, this could be an excellent choice. Given its status as the final 40mm Explorer 2, this was first introduced in 1989 as such successor to the reference 16550 and featured some significant updates over its predecessor. The reference 16570 is backed first by the famous caliber 3185, which represents a significant technological advancement. Rolex modified the Explorer 2 towards the caliber 3186 for about the last run of models, which highlighted some small modifications in correlation to its previous model. The Explorer 2 reference 16570 was manufactured by Rolex for 22 years before being replaced by the newer and larger reference 216570 in 2011. This watch was readily accessible with either a black or white, also called the polar dial. Rolex modified the white gold layouts around the hour markers to black outlines for this version, creating a striking contrast well with white background. Rolex changed the lume of the reference 16570 from tritium to luminova to super luminova over the years. If you consider the price for this model when compared to the prices of newer Explorer 2 models, this is a fantastic deal. That brings us to the end of our list of 5 Rolex models that could be a worthwhile investment for the next year 2023. Once again, you have now reached the end of this video. We are excited to hear your thoughts about these watches. We would like to see your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. If you liked this video, we will be glad if you let us know that too in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow us too and give us a thumbs up. Once again, this is the Luxury World, and we look forward to seeing you again in our future videos.